Hello everybody. Oh my goodness. This is something totally new, but basically this is going to be a two-part story time of me finding out, me getting cheated on, and then me confronting him about being cheated on. So yeah. Um but before we get started, I need to do a few disclaimers. I'm going to be doing fake names because this is not to bash nobody or give anybody clout. I'm just simply telling my story because I've lived a life. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, okay. This story takes back in 2021. 2021. I was 17 and I have been dating this guy who we're going to call, his name is Big Black. Now, the reason his name is Big Black is because that's like what we call him in real life, but like he didn't know that. It was just kind of like a code name. So I have been dating Big Black. It was gonna be our 1 year anniversary was coming up real soon. So Big Black had this friend, but you know how people have like that one friend that's just like a really bad influence, like that was that friend. So when he would say he was going with him, it was just like it's over. Like it's over. Because he's not going to be the one like, hey, you got a girlfriend. He's going to be like, nah, she ain't got to know. 2 man, let's go. So I was scared. Every time he said he was going with him, I'd just be like, Lord Jesus. But we're going to call him Nate. Nate Jacobs from Euphoria. Because, like, without the Jules part and stuff, but the way he treats women and stuff, it very much gives Nate Jacobs. So it was like, it was 1 week before our anniversary, y'all. And he said he was going to go to Virginia Beach with Nate. And I think he said it was like staying the night. He was going to stay the night there, something like that. So I'm like, okay. And like at this time, me and Big Black, we were like kind of like, we were definitely a break up, get back together couple. Like that was, but this is one of the times like we were off, but we were still on. Because keep in mind, I say we were still on because that same night that he said he was leaving, he went out, I posted myself on his story. And he told me he loved me. So keep that in mind, But the whole like, that dynamic, well, he was acting so weird. Like he was barely texting me that day. So fast forward to the night when he actually leaves. And I don't know, like, y'all, I just be getting feelings. Like, I swear to God, I just be knowing. So, I had his password, and he had mine at the time. So, I'm checking the story, the story I posted on his page. And I'm noticing it's a few, like, it's a couple new people. Because, I'm kind of crazy. So, I know what's going on. I know who's supposed to be here, and I know who's not. So, I'm like, okay, and mind you, like, I don't think we were sharing location at the time. I don't think we were. I don't remember, but I think, yes, we were. Yes, we were. So he said, he had told me that Nate had this girl, we're not going to give her a name, but he had this girl he was talking to or whatever, and she had a friend. Off the bat, it's just like, why are you even doing some shit like this? Like, what? So that already made me mad. He told me, he was like, oh yeah, we're about to go to the club. And I'm just like, okay. So he go, whoop de whoop. And Nate, I'm lurking off Big Black's page. I'm watching Nate's page because he's posting on his story. That's kind of dude he was. He would post everything, which I loved. That's one thing I can say. I love that because I'm clocking. So he posts a story. They're like at a table, and I see in the background Big Black is talking to the friend, Nate's girlfriend's friend, but like it looks like a really intense, like you could tell it was like a little boomerang, but I'm just like, oh hell no. So from that little snippet, I could see how her hair was. So rewind. I found the girlfriend's page, and I went, and she had posted a story of her friend. She had tagged her. So then that's when I'm looking like, this is okay. She was pretty. Like, both of them were pretty. So I'm just like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, what the fuck? Like, what in the actual fuck? Now, mind you, this whole time, Big Black is not, we're not communicating at all. Like, he's MIA. He's MIA. But some point in the night, like, at this point, they're out, like, all night. It's probably, like, 1 in the morning or something. And I haven't heard from him, and I'm blowing up his phone. Like, at this point, I'm blowing it up because I'm just like, it's not, I'm not, like, what is even going on? I don't like nothing about this. So I'm blowing up his phone, and Nate responds with this bullshit ass message like, oh, he's really messed up right now, but he's okay, I got him. Yeah, but he's just out of it. First of all, why are you on my man's phone? I don't want to fucking talk. I don't want to talk to you. Put Big Black on the phone now. That was already fishy as hell, because what? Then it's like, y'all are both grown men. Like, they, at this point, I think he was, how old was he? Either, I was 17, he had to be like 20 or 19. 20, one of those, I don't remember, but 20 or 19, so keep that in mind. And the friend is like 20 or 21, or like, yeah, 20 or 21, so he's even older than them. But I'm just like, no, I didn't like nothing about that, so I'm calling still. Then all of a sudden my message just stopped delivering. I'm like, so I'm blowing up the friend. I'm blowing up the friend because I never care. Like, I never care what's going on. Like, this is weird. This is all fishy. Like, I'm not liking nothing about it. So he wasn't responding. He was just saying his phone was dead, but like, come on now. But that's another thing about it. Big Black would go places and his phone would be dead, and that would make me so mad, because like, how do you walk around with a dead phone? Like, what was so anyways, hold on, I'm trying to think how this happened. Oh, fast forward to the next day in the morning, and he texted me like good morning or something like that. Something, I don't remember if we talked on the phone, but we had talked a little bit, and it was just like, I don't remember what we talked about afterwards, but I know like that whole entire time until then, it's just kind of like, it was whatever. It was like, okay, so then a week comes. A week comes, and it's our anniversary. So it's the week of our, or the day of our anniversary. A week has passed. But at this point, y'all, we've been like getting into it bad, because like I said, like when that shit happened, I didn't really like have enough proof, but it was just like, I'm not about to sit here and act like some weird shit didn't just go on. Like, what? So I'm still like talking to him about it, and that would just make him mad. So we was just on bad terms. So day of the anniversary come, I'm all dressed up, ready, and we was on the phone. I'm asking him like, oh, what do you want to do today? Like, what are we doing today? And he was like, I forgot what happened. At first, I didn't have like, well, he said he didn't have money, but I was like, I just got paid, so like we can go out. Like, what the fuck? So then that was issue number one. Keeps his mind, because he's gonna like keep making excuses to not spend our anniversary together. So that was excuse number one. Then excuse number two was, oh, it doesn't feel like an anniversary. Like, it been haven't been no anniversary. Like, we, at this point, we would break up like every month. It was bad. It was really, it was it was horrible because it was just like dumb stuff. But we're gonna get into that later. But anyways, so that was excuse number 2. Excuse number 3 was he was like, how, because he was supposed to ask his parents could they take us to do what we wanted to do, but then he said that they couldn't. So my big sister, shout out to sis, she seen me in distress, and her boyfriend, he was like, oh, he can be our personal chauffeur for today because like it was my first anniversary, y'all. Like I was excited. I was cute. Like I didn't care if we were arguing. Like I wanted to be together and experience this magical thing that I thought would be magical, y'all. So after I told him that, he's like, I don't want anybody driving me around. I'm just like, I'm literally looking at him like, this makes 0 sense. Like, what is no different than us taking an Uber, which we do normally because he didn't have a car and neither did I. So it was like, what do you mean you don't want nobody driving you around? Like, what? You sound like really dumb right now. So I'm just like, all right, at this point, y'all, I'm bawling, crying because he's just like, he told me, he was like, I'm finna go to Virginia Beach with Nate. And I'm like, so you don't want to hang out? And he's like, no, I just don't want nobody driving us around. And I'm just like, we just finna go out tonight. And I'm just like, what? Like, so I'm crying, y'all. Like, at this point, we're not on the phone no more. And my sister just sees me in distress, like, oh my God, y'all, it's just going through it, really going through the motions. Because I'm like, I can't believe this. This piece of, so I'm just out of it. She asked me like, was it anywhere that I wanted to go? And I was like, oh, take me to my best friend's house at the time. So, because I would go there all the time. So that was like my next best option. Like, okay, he's finna go with his friend. I'm finna go with my friend. Like, after I cried it out, I was like, I'm not gonna sit in my bed tonight. Like, I can't even do this. So they took me to McDonald's because at the time, yeah, that was my spot. That was my jam. So I was content. Food was taken care of. You know, I didn't have to pay for anything. It was just so sweet of them to do that for me. Because I was really, y'all, like, oh my God, I just wanted nothing more than to experience. And my experience was just terrible. Like, this is it. Like, no, there's no way this is like this. So when I went to her house, we had smoke because that was our thing. Like, we would smoke. And I don't remember what we did that night. I do not, like, no. Because I don't think it was important. But, like, yeah, we was basically just, like, forget it. Like, he's on his thing. I wasn't even worried about it. I was just that. We wasn't talking after that. Because you gonna leave after, like, that was enough for me. So I think, I don't know, like, there's a gap